Article 1 of the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights states that all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with reason and conscience and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood. The right to freedom of speech and the right to freedom of movement and action are two of the fundamental rights and freedoms that most sane people believe human beings are entitled to. A fair society says that a person shouldn't have to do anything to earn these rights. They're simply privileges that are bestowed on the citizens of that fair and just society in order to protect them. However, although these rights don't have to be earned in the first place, there is a price that you have to pay if you want to keep them. And the price for these rights is the expectation that they will be used responsibly and not abused, particularly to harm other people or to violate their rights. So, freedom of speech does not mean that you are free to say anything. And likewise, freedom of movement and action does not mean that you're free to go anywhere or to do anything. The right to freedom of speech does not grant people the right to intimidate or threaten others. It doesn't give them the right to incite violence, and it doesn't give them the right to play their music at 120 decibels 24 hours a day and destroy their neighbour's quality of life. The right to freedom of movement and action does not extend to trespassing on somebody else's property, or stalking them, or otherwise harming somebody else or their property. Anyone who can't use these rights responsibly must have them revoked in order to protect other people. People who violate the right of freedom of movement and action by breaking into somebody else's house and stealing or damaging their property, or even worse, by stalking and harming that person, cannot be allowed to remain at large in society. The rights of innocent people not to be harmed supersedes the right of anybody who would misuse their freedom to enact harm. Similarly, banning people for filing false DMCA claims is not censorship. It's not censorship any more than it's censorship to prosecute a homophobe who goes up to a gay person and threatens to kill them for being gay, or a racist who goes up to a black person and threatens to kill them for being black. People are free to be homophobic or racist, but they're not free to put those antisocial beliefs into action and threaten and intimidate and harm other people. Banning and prosecuting those people who file false DMCA claims is protecting the innocent party, the person against whom the false claim has been filed. The responsibility for filing a malicious false DMCA claim lies wholly with the plaintiff. The defendant has no control over that claim being filed. So we don't have to agonise over whether banning or punishing people who file false and malicious DMCA claims is censorship, because the answer is really very straightforward. Banning or prosecuting those people who file false DMCA claims is not censorship at all. In fact, it's the complete opposite. It's protecting the right to freedom of speech of those people who would be the victim of censorship through the filing of false and malicious copyright violation claims against them.